Good morning. I am Nick Fry, the Manager of Business Development for Tourism Nova Scotia. Welcome to using short form video to build your brand and entertain your audience. This is brought to you in partnership between Tourism Nova Scotia and Digital Nova Scotia in our ongoing webinar series. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to join us. For those of you not familiar with Tourism Nova Scotia, we are a division of Communities, Culture, Tourism, and Heritage. We work with communities in industry to attract visitors to the province and increase tourism revenues through experience and sector development, business coaching, marketing, and visitor servicing. So today we have our first webinar in our Digital Nova Scotia, Tourism Nova Scotia webinar series offered through Digiport. Digiport just launched last week, and it is an amazing service to industry. It's a one-stop shop of interactive services and educational opportunities to help tourism businesses develop digital skills and access professional services to improve their online presence. Digiport offers a blend of professionally led services and supports, live facilitated customized training, educational programs in this webinar series. Our partner, Digital Nova Scotia, is the industry association for Nova Scotia's $2.5 billion ICT in digital technology sector. We have over 200 members that include startups, small, medium-sized businesses, multinational corporations, governments, post-secondary institutions, and more. So happy to have worked with Digital Nova Scotia to launch so many great programs and products in the last year, and really excited to offer this webinar today. So we are happy to let you know that this is going to be a recorded webinar. And so if it goes over an hour, that's okay. It's going to be available for you to come back to view and review later. If you have to leave at 11, that's great. You can come catch the end. If you have any questions, put them in the Q&A at the bottom. We really encourage great questions. It helps to have a robust discussion and really get the most out of what we have to offer today. So without further ado, we're going to introduce our presenter today from Twirp Communications. We have Anita Kirkbride. So Anita founded Twirp Communications in 2011 after a 14-year career in fundraising. Anita's been in business for over 10 years, which is very successful in itself, has focused solely on social media in that time. And she shared her expertise over those years with the audiences across the Atlantic Internet Marketing Conference, Mortgage Brokers Association Conference, the Center for Women in Business, Digital Nova Scotia, and many other local events. Anita founded Social Media Day at Halifax in 2018 to help small businesses and owners get actionable help with their social media marketing. We all know social media is really, all wide and broad, and it's nice to have someone with the expertise to help us out. Anita hosts a podcast called Be Flossom, a good enough podcast to encourage entrepreneurs to just get out there and share their stories. Love the name. Check out Anita's award-winning blog at twirp.ca. So without further ado, I'd like to encourage Anita to share her screen and everyone ask questions throughout. Really excited to have Anita here today.
Thanks, Nick. I am really excited to be here today to present this video. I think we're going to have a little bit of fun with it. It's not your typical presentation where it's just a bunch of slides. I've got a lot of examples to show you, and quite honestly had a lot of fun going through sorry, that's just a notification from Zoom. They're asking me to do something. Had a lot of fun going through and looking for examples that would fit the tourism industry. So it's pretty easy to get addicted to short form video very quickly. But it's also a lot of fun. It can be very educational, and I hope I've got examples that will relate to just about everybody today.
Thanks, Anita. We are happy to have you here. I'm just going to ask you to share your video with us so we could see you.
I am.
I think that's what Zoom wants you to do. Oh, are you? Okay, maybe that's just me.
I am. I thought I was. Somebody's going to have to let me know if I'm sharing, because as far as I can tell, I'm sharing.
They said they don't see you, so that's fine. I think what we'll do is you can go to the bottom and there you go. Perfect. Now you're good.
All right. We're good.
All right. Take two. We're good.
All right. So What would 15 billion with a B media impressions mean for your small business? 15 billion. I can't even imagine what it would cost for a small business to get 15 billion media impressions. That's what happened when this guy here broke TikTok and went viral with a video that he just did. He just did. There was no plan. It wasn't professionally produced. And this is probably one of the most viral videos that we've had come out of short form video in the last year or so. He's just a guy. He's a construction worker. His truck broke down on the way to work one day and he had a skateboard. So he decided to take a video of himself skateboarding to work along the highway because he still had to get to work. And he happened to have this great big old jug of ocean spray cran raspberry, and I don't know how he did it, but he's videoing, skateboarding, and drinking. And when I play this, you're probably going to recognize this video. At least you're going to know the song. Now, again, I don't know how he managed to multitask all of that when he's skateboarding, but that video garnered 15 billion media impressions because it went viral. Now, the company is Ocean Spray, but they did not plan this. This is the power that short form video can have for your business when it's done in tune with the culture of the platforms that we are using. This video was on TikTok, and I know a lot of people hear me talk about TikTok and they think, oh, that's just for teenagers, or oh, it's just dancing. And I assure you, it is not just dancing. This is a perfect example of the power that one video could have for a business. When he made this video, it was completely unplanned. He is the reason that that song went back to the #1 spot in streaming and downloads for a period of time. So he brought back a 70s tune back to the charts. It was reportedly streamed over 8 million times in the US after this video. And it was as high as number 36 on streaming song charts. Now I know, we're not musicians, and so that stuff doesn't mean as much to us, but what if that was a video about your business that brought you all of that? This is the power. This is the power. So, who am I? Nick already introduced me, but I've been undercomplicating social media marketing for businesses for 10 years already. I am the founder behind Social Media Day Halifax and the podcast Be Flossom. And yes, I did have one TikTok go viral in the very specific, non-business related YouTube Minecraft Dream SMP space. And if you want to see that video, I'm not going to show it to you today, but it is on my personal TikTok, which is Anita Kirkbride, and you can look that up. It's the very first TikTok I ever posted. And it went viral with teenagers who like to watch Minecraft streamers play Minecraft. So it was a little bit of fun, but that is where I got my interest in learning how to use TikTok for business. Because I posted that video, it is completely, I'm not going to say unprofessional, it's not professional, as in it's not professionally produced. There is no super expensive equipment used. There was no script. There was really not much of a plan. I think it took us all of 3 minutes to plan the video. That's when I learned the power that an unproduced short form video could have, and I started to work with it for business. So here is one of my first business related videos that I did to introduce myself to the TikTok community And while I'm talking about TikTok, I just want to say I'm going to probably talk a lot about TikTok today, but I want you to understand that whenever I say TikTok, it's really, in most cases, very interchangeable with Reels and YouTube Shorts and Pinterest idea pins. It's all short form video, and once you've created it in one place, you can put it in all of those other places. So I'm going to talk about TikTok. All of my examples are downloaded from TikTok because it's easy for me to download from TikTok. It's not easy for me to download from other places. So I just want that caveat there. And here is one of my first videos on my business account following a trend that is there for small businesses to introduce themselves.
Small business owner check. This is my name. This is the name of my company. This is what my company does. This is why I love what I do. This is an accomplishment I'm proud of. This is where you can find me online. And if you're a small business owner, introduce yourself in the comments and let's support you.
So again, super simple video, not professionally produced. Not a lot of work has to go into something like this. And this is a trend that happens on TikTok and is very easily used on Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, Pinterest idea pins. It's an easy way to introduce yourself to the community you're about to build on that platform. So why should we even be concerned about video? You're probably all here because you've already heard all of these things about video, that video is the future. We've been saying video is the future of social media marketing for probably 5 or 6 years now. It is going to take over. We're at the point now where video is overtaking all of the other forms of social media content. It is becoming more popular than pictures, than blogs, than straight text updates. We need to start using video. Sorry, just have a thing I gotta get rid of there. Okay, so video is convincing. 84% of people say they've been convinced to buy a product because of a video they watched. I have done this myself. Probably everybody in this room can think of a product they bought because of a video they watched. I saw a video ad on Facebook, so yes, Facebook ads can work, and I bought a wall ball. It sticks to the wall and I can massage my own back against the wall. I bought that within 2 minutes of seeing the video on Facebook. So video can be very convincing if used properly. Video is preferable. 69% of consumers prefer video content over other forms of content. 69%. That's most people would rather watch a video than read a blog or do anything else. And yes, I see the typo there now. Nobody told me about that typo before. It is shareable. People would much prefer to share a video that you've created. They're much more likely to share a video, 2 times as likely, than a blog or a picture or a straight status update explaining what your product is. So video is more likely to spread because people are more likely to share it. It's competitive. 84% of businesses are already using some form of video. So if you are not part of that 84% that is already using some form of video, you're actually already behind the 8 ball. You're already behind in the way that social media marketing is moving. And even if after today I don't convince you that you need to use short form videos like TikToks or Reels, you need to be using some kind of video in your marketing. So if you're not using video, you are creating communication barriers with your audience. They want it, they prefer to share it, they are more likely to watch the video and consume the content. So if you're not giving it to them in that format, you're creating a barrier with that audience. And as the younger generations come up and take over the buying power, That's only going to grow. That gap will grow if you're not using video. In September of 2021, TikTok actually overtook YouTube in average watch time by Android users. So now a lot of people will say, well, who cares about Android users? Well, I do, because I am an Android user. But 80% of cell phones around the world are Android based. Only 20% are iPhone. So Android is actually a really good measurement when we look at it. And TikTok to overtake YouTube in the average watch time, that is huge. So Android users have 24 hours per month on TikTok. And I can confirm, yeah, I spend at least that much time on TikTok every month. And only 22 hours on YouTube. Well, I spend almost no time on YouTube myself. So, and that's according to App Annie's study. TikTok is expected to have 1.2 billion monthly active users by the end of this year. So that's just a few weeks away. 1.2 billion in, I don't know how many years it's taken them to get there, but that's a whole lot faster than Facebook or Instagram or anybody else got to that point. Short form video pushes traditional media boundaries and provides people with a quick and easy way to consume information. The format lends itself to a more creative way of communicating that's meant to excite and inspire people. Campaigns like those we've seen in the form of TikTok challenges, we've all seen TikTok challenge videos going around, bring about a sense of community where people are trying new things together, sharing insights and participating in global trends and competitions. Part of the big draw with these types of short form videos is that they are immersive, creating the feeling of a one-to-one connection. So, what exactly is short form video? When I talk to people about short form video, a lot of times they say to me, oh, all I see, in fact, I just had this conversation with somebody on Facebook yesterday, all I see on TikTok is dancing. Well, it's so much more than dancing, and in fact, I only see maybe 1 in 20 videos on TikTok that are dancing. And the same for Reels. I probably see more dancing on Reels and on Facebook than I see on TikTok. And that's about how the algorithm works. But short form video is really just that. It's a very short video, usually under 2 minutes, and it can be on any platform. The shorter, the sweeter. The goal of a short form video is to help your audience recognize and indulge in your brand or service without exhausting their time. That means your video has to be short, engaging, and effective. And there are many different types of videos out there other than dancing. We have entertainment, which can be skits, it can be comedy, it can be storytelling. We have all kinds of accounts out there on all the platforms that are there just to entertain people. Education is actually huge on these platforms. Whether you're educating people in your industry about a particular topic, or whether you are educating in a more advocacy kind of way. One of the things that really draws me to TikTok, and the reason that I talk about TikTok more than any other platform, is the simple fact that I get so much education from the people that I follow there. I am educated about intersectional racism, about feminism, about all kinds of different things that we're not seeing in the same format on other platforms. So I actually follow more people who are talking about serious issues on this platform than I follow people who are just purely entertaining. So for me, it is an educational and informative and an advocacy kind of platform, because that is who I follow and that is what I interact with. These people are on there building relationships. There are people on there I've seen who have a TikTok series will go kind of viral, and they'll start having friendships with other TikTok creators, and the next thing you know, they are friends and they're making videos together. So the friendship, the relationship starts online, and next thing you know, you're having a meetup in your city for TikTok creators. And I do think I heard about a couple of those happening last summer in Halifax. And you're getting to meet new people and build those relationships, but you're also building relationships with your ideal audience because they're getting to know you and your business on a completely different level. I get asked this question a lot. Can a 30-second video really build your brand? And this is a video from somebody who is not local, but I love her brand. You could probably guess that I'm a feminist, and she is also a feminist. She has a series, she makes jewelry, handmade jewelry, and she calls it Rage Jewelry. And this is a really good example of how a short form video can tell a lot about your brand without saying my brand is feminism. So I'm going to play this. This would be a good example for anybody who has any kind of storefront, because she sells online but also has a storefront.
I have some new Rage pieces fresh off the pliers. Here, let me show you. Stop fat shaming people. Stop skinny shaming people. In fact, just mind your own business about other people's bodies. They can't digest you? Let them choke, earrings. Please stop asking me to hold your baby. I do not want to hold your baby, earrings. It must be so frustrating for you that you want me to behave in a certain way, necklace. I said no. I don't need to explain why, necklace. Oh my god, just place your damn order. This is not an opportunity to deliver your stand-up comedy routine, earrings. It's so cute when you try to shame me about something innocent that I like. It's too bad you're so insecure, but I'm not, earrings. 20% off because I love you.
So that's a 30-second video that tells us everything we need to know about her brand, her store, her, and either you're going to love her and go buy her products and stop by her store, or she doesn't resonate with you, you think it's too out there, and you don't want to support her. So these videos can absolutely showcase your personal values and your brand values in a way that we can't really get across in any other form. All right, so let's talk a little bit about which platform you could use for short form video. There's all kinds of them out there. The ones that we use and talk about the most are, of course, TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts. I don't hear a lot of people talking about YouTube Shorts, but they're definitely there. Reels, of course, are appearing now on Facebook. We also have Pinterest idea pins. We have Google Web Stories that are coming out. And then there are a whole bunch of others that I can't be on all of these platforms, and neither can you. But we have Triller, Likey, Snapchat, Byte, Dubsmash, Hippo Video, and more. And we can put these videos in your stories as well on Instagram and Facebook. The one platform they probably don't fit as well is LinkedIn, because for one, they're this shape, not this shape, but also because LinkedIn not really ready for this kind of video yet. You might have success there with it, or it might not work at all. TikTok emerged as sort of a combination between Vine. I don't know if anybody here remembers Vine, which was a 6-second video platform. All the videos, maximum 6 seconds. And I'm telling you, Oreo had some of the best videos I've ever seen on Vine in 6 seconds. But TikTok emerged as a combination between Vine and Musical.ly to give teens this kind of karaoke app, and then it became TikTok later. TikTok rebranded it. TikTok provides a place for both of these internet trends to continue, the very short videos, the 6-second stories, and the karaoke style video that the teens love, but it gave us way more functionality. And instead of following specific accounts, this is where TikTok really differs from every other platform out there. Instead of showing us content from specific accounts that we follow, so on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, and LinkedIn, you follow or connect with accounts, and your news feed is filled up with posts from those accounts. TikTok said, let's be a discovery platform. So yes, you can go and click on who you're following and only see videos from people you're following, but it will always default to the For You page. And the For You page is TikTok's way of showing you any video that it thinks you might be interested in, whether or not you are following that person. And their algorithm is the smartest and the fastest algorithm out there. You can read stories about people that have diagnosed themselves with ADHD or other conditions that they didn't think anybody else in the world had. They thought they were alone, and they found a community on TikTok of people who were having the same symptoms, and they're able to go to their doctor and say, I think I have this, can we test for this? There's all kinds of articles out there about that kind of stuff. That is how incredibly accurate and incredibly smart the TikTok algorithm is. People will actually spend more time on the For You page discovering new creators than they do on their following page looking at things they've already signed up to see. That is the biggest difference between TikTok and everything else. Unlike Instagram and YouTube, TikTok accounts with even the smallest of followings can get millions of views on a new video because of the way the algorithm works. It puts your video out in front of a few people, and if they react well, then it shows it to more, and if they react well, it shows it to more, and then they put it on the For You page. And that is how things can go viral. You still have to create something that people are going to want to engage with, but it's a little bit different than putting something out on Instagram where your followers are the first ones going to see it versus maybe just anybody. So it's quite different. The other thing that you need to think about if you're looking at doing TikTok versus another format is that TikTok has its own culture. It's very different. It's often very humorous, not very serious, although there are lots of serious accounts and serious topics on there. But you really need to, in a lot of cases, you need to use TikTok from your phone in order to access a lot of the things that are trending. So they give us all kinds of filters, they give us all kinds of sounds, that's where the challenges are, and in order to participate in a lot of these things, you have to use TikTok to create the video, which just helps keep it going. A lot of these filters and sounds and AR effects are only available on TikTok, so you can't go and create it on Instagram and import it into TikTok the same way. In fact, in most cases, it's easier to create your video on TikTok and then download it and import it to other places versus creating it on Instagram and trying to import it to TikTok. All right, let's look at some content ideas, because I know a big problem for a lot of small businesses, one is coming up with ideas for your content, but two is just understanding what kind of content you can put in a short form video. So you don't have to come up with big, wild plans for your content. It can be everyday things. People love behind the scenes. No matter what your business is, if you can show people behind the scenes content that they can't really get anywhere else, that's probably going to be your best content. So let me show you a few examples here from some tourism type businesses. This one first, what makes this fan a work of art, is from a museum. And I know we have a couple of museums who registered for the course.
What makes this fan a work of art? Originally, it belonged to LA artist John Boscovich's lover, Stephen Harrington, who passed away from AIDS in 1985. Soon after, Boscovich discovered that Stephen's family had completely cleared out his apartment, including all of the artist's possessions, except for this electric box fan. Boscovich encased the fan in plexiglass, adding cutouts to allow the air to blow out into the world. This act, in a sense, restored his partner's breath, transforming a simple fan into a preservation of life. Visitors can feel the air emerge when they stand in front of the fan, realizing Boscovich's tender and broken-hearted gestures towards some form of immortality.
So if you're a museum or an art gallery, your content could, in the beginning, be as easy as going through and telling the stories of the pieces you have curated. That could be the content that you need to make first to get used to the platform. But I mean, that's just telling the story of a piece of art. That's something that you or somebody in your organization does every day, right? It's not that you have to come up with something unique and wild. Show us the everyday stuff. I don't remember where this particular museum is, but if I was into art, really not, but if I was into art and I was planning a trip, maybe if I was following this museum, I would decide to go there when I visit that city. All right, this one I think is hilarious. This one is oddly satisfying, is one of the hashtags that they use. We have some sailing tours companies who are registered today. So I thought this would be a good one for you guys. This is behind the scenes on a tall ship. So what was that? 6 seconds? 6 seconds of letting the anchor go. You can make that video, right? You can make that. And the crazy thing about this is that video had thousands and thousands of views, thousands of likes, hundreds of comments. Because, why? Because it's something we don't normally get to see. It's not professionally produced. You didn't even have to show your face. You just had to show something from behind the scenes. All right, let's look at this one. So if you are the Millbrook, I think it was Millbrook Cultural Museum that was registered, you could be sharing the stories behind the regalia of different people who are coming in and doing programs at the museum. There's all kinds of ways to tell the stories, and there's probably, he talked about the mirrors on his regalia, but there's probably other things that he could tell the stories about and why his regalia is built the way it's built. So there's lots of stories there. And again, simple, set up your phone on a tripod, have some music. I think that was probably music playing on his phone, not live music in the background, but you could also do it live at an event. and then putting some text over top to explain a piece of the story. Here's another one that would be good for, say, Citadel Hill or Sherbrooke Museum, or what was the place I went to this summer? The name is completely gone. The places that have the living history kind of stories, or any place that gives a tour, basically. Here's this woman in costume giving a piece, one story of a tour that she does.
Did you know a lot of the food from the working class Victorian day was adulterated? Bread was a staple food in the Victorian period and was consumed for almost every meal. But most working class Victorians that lived in back-to-backs like this didn't have the time or the facilities to bake their own bread from scratch. So they relied on local bakers and retailers to get their bread. The problem was that at every point in the supply chain, adulterants like chalk, alum, plaster of Paris were added. These adulterants could build up to dangerous levels and left an already impoverished population very malnourished. It had deadly consequences for babies.
So I listened to that and I thought, oh my goodness, they're putting chalk and plaster of Paris in the bread? That's atrocious. So we're learning history, we're learning, I'm probably never going to forget that story because of the way it was presented. And again, this one has a little bit more production value, if you will, but it's all done with a phone, just doing some very easy transitions between the scenes. So this one took a little bit more planning and maybe scripting, but any place that has a tour could take a piece of the tour, could take a story and make a video like that. And again, these videos got thousands of views and hundreds of interactions. When was the last time you got thousands of views and hundreds of interactions on something you posted on Facebook or Instagram? If it wasn't a video, maybe it's time to try some videos. So who should be using short form video? Well, honestly, I think pretty much any company can use short form video, but it works really well for companies that want to be educational. So tour companies who are teaching about the city or teaching about the Citadel or the area, the fort, all of that kind of stuff. If you've got stories to tell or information to give, there are infinite ways you can do that in short form video. It's also really good for people who like to be informal. Obviously, this is not professionally produced in a lot of cases, and people who like to be spontaneous. If you want to take advantage of the culture of short form video and take advantage of the trends in short form video as they come, because they're very quick, you've got to be spontaneous. So things like the video where I did my introduction, that's a trend that happened for, a couple of months. If I came back in a year and did that, it wouldn't have the same viral effect that it might have had when it first started. So part of being in this mindset is being able to see the things that are trending, things that you're seeing over and over and over from lots of different people on the platform, and going, okay, how can I make this about my business? Here's another example. So that piece of music and that transition where he goes from sweatpants to regalia was a trending sound on TikTok for a while. And people would do it. You would see beauty influencers go from no makeup to full out ball gown dress, or you would see cosplayers go from everyday clothing to cosplay costume, or you'd see drag queens going from no makeup to full on drag queen. That was a trend, and we saw all kinds of transitions like this. So if you have any kind of costuming or regalia in your business, or even safety equipment, we saw firefighters and police and all kinds of different people doing this, showing what they wear every day and then what they have to wear to work. So it doesn't have to be as colorful and beautiful as Indigenous regalia. It could be something as simple as putting on your fireman's uniform to go to a fire. You do have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone to really take advantage of short form video, because this is different. You know, in a lot of cases, you've got to show your face or your body or your dance moves. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there and put your business out there. So it is discomforting at first, but I promise the more you do it, the better you will become, obviously, because we get better with practice. But you'll also be more comfortable with it the more time you spend on the platforms learning how a trend can be spun to work for your business. Which platform should you use? I'm a fan of using TikTok first, downloading and then repurposing that video to other platforms that I have. But maybe you decide you don't want to use TikTok. That's totally up to you. TikTok does skew a bit younger in terms of demographics, but we know demographics aren't everything. It's really about psychographics. Demographically, TikTok is younger. So the 13 to 21 age group is really into TikTok. However, statistically speaking, something crazy like 70% of all TikTok users are over the age of 21. So it has a really high penetration in that younger age demographic, but most of the users are actually over that age demographic. There are influencers on there with huge platforms that are Generation X, baby boomers, octogenarians. Some of my favorite creators on there are seniors who are living in seniors' homes or complexes, and we're getting to see their life or see their sense of humor or just all kinds of different things from that population. So don't discount TikTok just because you think it's younger, because there's still a huge population over that age there. And with the easy ability to share the videos across platforms, we're seeing TikTok videos on all of the other platforms all the time. We may not have realized it. TikTok videos are all over Twitter, they're all over Facebook, they're all over Instagram. We are sharing those because people are 2 times more likely to share a video, right? So TikTok skews a bit younger. Reels is part of Instagram. If you're already building a really good Instagram strategy and Instagram is your platform of choice, then maybe you do want to stick to Reels. Reels doesn't have as many features as TikTok, but that doesn't mean you can't have a good platform based on Reels. So you might want to stick to Reels if that's where you're focusing. When you put things up on Reels, it also goes in your grid, and it also goes over to Facebook and might be shown over on Facebook. YouTube Shorts, I think right now, most people who are using YouTube Shorts are repurposing their videos from anywhere else and putting them up on YouTube Shorts. And the same for Pinterest. I don't think we're having a lot of small businesses who are using Shorts or Pinterest idea pins as their primary and then repurposing to other places because they're very limited in the features that they offer. Shorts, I'm not into watching shorts, mostly because I can get videos that I want to see in shorts form by going to TikTok and letting TikTok show me things I'm going to be interested in. If I go to shorts, it's not going to show me that. It's going to show me everything. If I go to Pinterest, I will see shorts, or I'll see idea pins from people I'm following across the top, and then I also have a discovery page that I can click on. The thing about idea pins that might be a little different is you want to make pins there, make videos there that people would want to save to come back to later. So you need to be giving them information that's worth saving. It's not the same as these videos that I'm about to show you, which are great for TikTok and Reels, maybe Shorts. I wouldn't save these videos if I was putting them on Pinterest. They're not something I need to come back to and watch again to learn how to do something, or to get the name of a program, or get a book recommendation or whatever. So Pinterest and Shorts to an extent are really about things that you want to save and learn for later, whereas TikTok and Reels are a little bit more on the fun, personality, spontaneous, less about saving and more about engaging. All right, here is a whale watching tour. I couldn't find a good example from Nova Scotia, but this is a great example. So that video, again, just a simple video taken with her phone while she was on tour, and thousands of interactions. Whoops. This one, simple video in a winery. Just everyday stuff, right? Thousands of views, hundreds of interactions, lots of comments. And I know Avondale Sky Winery was doing this. People could come in and harvest the grapes. Super easy to make videos like that when people are here. So the bottom line is that short form video apps are rapidly becoming the future because they can be produced in less time, they offer more flexibility, and they're more creative. They give you a way to talk to your audience in a different way than we're used to, and to build relationships and to show our personalities. So I would love to answer your questions now about short form video. Nick, I think you've got a list of questions, and some of them came in ahead of time, and I think I may have answered some of those, but let's go through them.
Thank you, Anita. That was great. That was really excellent. So if anybody has any questions on here, please throw them in the Q&A at the bottom. This question came through, and I think you answered it, but they said my demographic is folks 45 plus. Do they use TikTok? So I think that you answered it, but in case you wanted to add anything more to it.
Well, they definitely do. I'm 45 plus. I'm on TikTok, and I'm one of the people that puts that average monthly use at 24 plus hours. So yes, they do use it. There's always the caveat that just because I do and just because some people do doesn't mean everybody does, but they are definitely there. There are definitely people of that age group there.
Okay, do we have any additional questions? I'm just having trouble pulling up the questions that we received beforehand. So if you can recall any, Anita, while I'm trying to pull it up.
The one that sticks out for me was somebody said they wanted to learn more about how to do it rather than why. And today was really about the why and a little bit about the strategy on how. But next week's will be a little bit more detailed on types of videos that you could make. Although I'm not going to be talking about which buttons to push, because it depends on which platform you use. To learn how to make them, really, you just need to get in and practice. Just get in there and play with it. Even if you don't make them public, get in there and play with it. And there are people that are doing tutorials. There's several people that I follow that will do tutorials and show you step by step how to make the different videos that are trending. So that's a good way to learn.
That's really good. I also want to let you know that I also saw that Facebook ad for the massager thing. So
it's great. I love it.
That's funny. All right, so we have our items coming through. The questions are just coming through to me now. When you When you say they can create them and download them, do you mean just like download onto their camera roll and then upload them that way?
Um, Depending on which platform you're using, there are different ways to do it. When you download from TikTok, if you save it to your camera roll, it will have the TikTok logo on it, the watermark. And Instagram, for example, has been very specific in saying we don't want to see the TikTok logo on your Instagram Reels. So you can do it that way. You can technically upload it to Instagram, but having that TikTok logo on it might affect your reach on Reels. There are ways to download TikToks without that logo. Obviously, I've done it. I use a website called Snaptik, Snaptik, and you just paste in the link to the video and click download, and it will download a watermark-free version of your video. You can do that. Other people will watch it on their phone in preview and do a screen share, or sorry, a screen capture of the video so that it goes to their camera roll without the logo. There's different ways to do it.
Okay. All right. So we managed to find the question. So I'll
Sure.
just do rapid fire, and then you can just kind of answer them. And if we've covered them, I apologize, but we'll just make sure all the information is valuable. So are there any apps, editing programs you'd suggest using? I mean, I know there's a lot, so is there any like that you really like to find very helpful?
Yeah, there are. The one that I would suggest, so Canva is really good. If you already have a pro Canva account, there's lots of things you can do in Canva to make your videos pop. But also, the video editor that I have tried and used a little bit is CapCut. So if you want to do different styles of captions on your video, CapCut is a great example, and it has all kinds of features. I think it's a free and a paid version. I have the free version, and it sticks their logo at the end of your video, but you could actually cut that off if you wanted to.
Perfect. And we'll share out these sorry, we'll email all these links out after the fact. Somebody said, would you be able to email this webinar to me? Yes, we'll send an email out after the fact, and you'll have a link to be able to check it out. Are there any resources out there to help spark ideas for fun video content?
I would say the best thing is to watch other people, and not just people in your industry, but people in a variety of industries, to see how they're adapting the trends, whether it's on Reels or it's on Shorts or it's on TikTok. When you start to see a trend and you see 10 different businesses using the trend, you'll see the pattern, and that will help you figure out how to use that pattern for your own business. I think the best way to see what kind of content to make is to get in there and start following other people and look for it.
Good ideas. What editing tools are available for iPhone videos?
I think CapCut is available on iPhone as well, I'm pretty sure.
What is the best platform for sharing recipes, preparing food?
I would say, well, any of them can be. Pinterest would definitely be a stalwart for that. I would want definitely for you to think about Pinterest first, but we've had recipes go viral on TikTok in the last year. Anybody made the TikTok pasta? That's what we call it, the TikTok pasta, because that recipe went viral to the point that it was difficult. Even here in Halifax, some people were having difficulty buying the cheese that you needed to make the pasta. So it can go viral on TikTok, but I would definitely want you to have that on Pinterest as well.
Okay. What is it? Some of these questions are pretty broad, but what is a brand and how important is a brand?
Well, that's a whole webinar in itself, but I'll answer this really quickly. A brand is what other people say about your business when you're not there. So
Right.
you can tell me, I can tell you my brand is undercomplicating social media, but if you're listening to me and you think I've made it more complicated, then my brand is complicating social media. So
Right.
your brand is what other people say about you.
And I would say in terms of these short form videos, you would anticipate that these short form videos would reinforce your brand theoretically.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you wouldn't want to have a video where your business is all fun and crazy, and then they come in and it's completely opposite experience, because that would be off brand, and then it would just kind of set up a poor visitor experience, in my opinion. All right. They said TikTok, yes or no. I'm pretty sure that we got the answer on that
I
one.
think so.
Tools and software for production, but you know what? We've covered it today, but we have a lot of other webinars as well that we've like specifically built around creating video and the editing tools that you can use for it. So I think that's been covered. What equipment do you recommend for audio and for video stabilization?
There's all kinds of gimbals out there. I actually don't have one, so I can't recommend a specific gimbal, but there's all kinds of gimbals out there that will stabilize your video if you're using it.
Okay. Yeah, I know that's the best thing, and it's simple advice, but like a short YouTube video or a great Google on Google search on best way to stabilize your video will usually get you what you need.
Yeah.
So then they wanted to do it, so they'll learn how to do it. So that's going to be our next webinar. Oh, this is funny. Not really funny, but I'm completely new to this. Is there a #1 rule to follow?
Don't take yourself too seriously.
Right. Just do it.
Just do it. Really,
Yeah.
just do it.
All right. I see one last question. So, oh, we have a brand essential branding for entrepreneurs webinar in January. So what a great tie-in there. So that you can sign up now through Digiport. So I think that we've reached the natural conclusion of this webinar. If there's any questions that pop into your mind after the fact, or something comes up, just let us know. You can email us and we'll pass it on to Anita. Laura said, great examples. Thank you for sharing. I have to say that you definitely made it very clear and easy and not complicated. So to me, I thought it was a really excellent webinar. So happy that you're here to share it with us today. I'm really excited to see part 2. So I'm just going to take back over the screen, Anita, and thanks again. And we'll be sharing all this information out today or tomorrow. So if anyone wants to come back and review, it will be available. So we have our upcoming webinars, and the next one is actually tomorrow. And that webinar is at 10 a.m., which they always are. And it's on succession planning, how and where to get started. So we have received emails all the time that ask us around succession planning, what's the best approach. So we're going to have a webinar tomorrow to cover that topic. So really excited. And Thursday, December 16th at 10 a.m., we're going to have our second webinar in this series, and that's 3 short form videos you should make for your business. This is the part 2, and I'm really excited about that because I thought today's was so valuable, and I was excited, and I might make one as well myself, just to make my kids think I'm cool, if that's possible. So we want to let you know that always subscribe to our In Touch newsletter to receive notice about whatever topics might be available, whatever new programs we might be launching. If you wanted to see any of our previous webinars, you can check out our recordings at our website, tourismns.ca/webinar-series. So thank you so much for joining us today. Encourage you to stay connected with TNS. You can email us at tnsbusiness@novascotia.ca. Our corporate website is tourismns.ca. Our consumer website is novascotia.com. Our In Touch newsletter is tourismns.ca/intouch. You can contact us on Twitter at tourismns, and our corporate LinkedIn, we are under Tourism Nova Scotia. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you on part 2 of this webinar series.